Okay guys, I'm here for my review of episode 8 of Power Rangers Dino Supercharge. The mid-season finale, which is entitled Riches and Rags. Yeah, this was the mid-season finale. We're on hiatus for around 5 whole months. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Till at least late August, early September, most likely. I'm gonna guess late August, but yeah, it was not... Was this episode all that great? It was fine, but it was a lot like last week's. It was kind of filler, in the definition of filler. So we actually begin outside a museum where something's being delivered. Ivan believes it's his training dummy, and he's told to sign, but he doesn't understand newfangled technology. So Ivan then, signs for this thing, and it turns out, while he's training with it, turns out to be a very expensive old suit that Ivan destroys, and then finds out his training dummy comes in. And when the guy who owns the suit, who loaned it to the museum in the first place, questions about it, questions it, we find out that it's worth $2 million essentially, and that this Mr. Smith wants it, or he will take the museum, despite the fact that he doesn't own the museum. Yeah, you can't just take something that's not yours. In fact, he even starts saying how he wants it for a pool or something like that, even though he doesn't own it. So, and now at this point, Fury has an idea to reuse the reanimator machine to reanimate both Spell Digger, or at least use a reanimator machine to reanimate a monster that is a combined copy of Spell Digger and or Gold Digger and Spellbinder, called Gold Digger or Spell Digger. And they come up with this plan to put everyone under a spell of greed, which Heckle likes. Don't know why, it doesn't really make any logical sense, but anyway, that gets enchanted, and Heckle starts distributing these coins around town. The coins eventually, 3 of them make their way to Tyler and Chase at the Dino Cafe, when some customers arguing about having to pay like $8 for a hamburger and $4 for a soda. Well, that's what happened at tourist trap places. That kind of happens. And he wants to pay in gold coins, despite the fact that I don't think any business in America accepts gold coins. I don't think they've ever accepted gold coins in this country. Could be wrong, though. But Tyler and Chase grab it, and they end up turning greedy. Now, this time, Fury and the monster do attack the city, so Ivan goes to fight it off. Tyler and Chase eventually join him when Rexy calls them. I guess Rexy can shrink himself down. I don't know. It's odd in a way. But Tyler and Chase morph, which at least their greed didn't stop them doing their nobility thing of being a ranger, which is something I did legitimately like about this episode. And they fight off, but they lead Ivan to all this coin stash, but Ivan wants to pay his own debt. So he goes to the bank to go and withdraw a gold bar that was put into the bank 800 years ago in the Bank of Xandar. I don't even know if that physically would work, because, yeah, it's not even how a banking system works. You can't put a bank in, unless it's like a bank that's in that country that you have an account with in the U.S. or whatever. I don't think gold works that way. I don't know how we deal with gold. And Ivan shows the store's ID and pretty much believes, the teller believes that he's robbing the bank. Yeah. So, back at the Dino Museum, they're trying to, basically they're going to sell all their bones, but they won't equal $2 million. Eventually, Ivan decides to put himself as a knight to Mr. Smith, but Mr. Mr. Smith says that his bodyguard is also, or his secretary is also a bodyguard or something like that. So there's that. So that doesn't work. So eventually the Rangers decide to use the enchanted gold that they have to break the spell off of. This isn't exactly the best message, but so they defeat the monster, the spell is broken, but the gold coins disappear. So when all hope is lost, Mr. Smith comes to collect the $2 million, which Ivan doesn't have. Here comes Prince Philip for his first appearance in a couple, since episode, I believe it was 5? Possibly 6? Then yeah, 6, Forge and Fire. To give Ivan $2 million, because that gold bar from the 1600s has been acquiring interest, and it is just $2 million. And he gives it to Mr. Smith, who you would think would walk away, but nope. He asks Ivan why would he give him the $2 million when he could just have when Ivan could just give him when Ivan could just let the museum go, and Ivan be a rich man. And Ivan says, well, then that would make the community poor, which technically is right, but they should have just left it at that. But no, then we get this slapsticky kind of thing where Ivan and Mr. Smith are arguing over the check, and then Mr. Smith eventually leaves. That's how the episode and the season, well, at least the mid-season finale anyway, wrapped up. Like I said, this and Home Run Coda were fillery episodes. Yeah, okay, episode 6 may not have been the best thing, but there was at least some story advancement to that. These last two were just pure straight-up filler. Now, this is the closest thing Dino Chargers had to 2 back-to-back filler episodes. In fact, I think it's the only time they did have done that. So, it wasn't the greatest episode in the world, but it wasn't entirely bad. So, I won't have another Dino Supercharge review up until it comes back from its hiatus. I'm eventually going to get to the RPM review. That just might take a little bit. So that just might take a little bit. But if you like the this will be in the Power Rangers Dino Supercharge playlist. If you like the video, like button is down there, subscribe button is down there, and thank you for watching. Bye.